Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys week 6 of WBE. The Minnesota Vikavolts are taking on the Sin City Scizors and Coach PattyTrills. For those who don't know, Chase or Crimson Seabad and the Detroit Steelwings unfortunately had to step away from the rest of the season due to some computer issues and just kind of changing direction in life, I guess. So we're gonna be taking on PattyTrills, who is taking over the team. This match was actually due like a week and a half ago, but again, because of everything with the baby coming and you know, Chase having the computer issues and all that stuff, it kind of got postponed. So you'll probably see this in the middle of the week, kind of an extra battle, I guess, kind of make up for what we missed out before. But I didn't want Pat or Chase to take forfeits if it's avoidable. So WBE is pretty laid back with that kind of stuff. So either way, show some love in that like button down below and definitely subscribe if you're new. Show some love to Pat too. You can check out his channel in the description below. This is his first battle in WBE. I'm really excited for him to be here. I know he has a little bit of league format experience in the past. I don't know how extensive it is, but it should be a fun match. He decided to keep Chase's team the same, which made my life easier because I didn't have to re-prep for the team. So he has the same team as Chase would have, which has Kyurem Black, Tangrowth, Vaporeon, Crobat, Registeel, Spiritomb, Icium Z as a Z Crystal, Mega Diancie, Gligar, Raikou, Licky, and Rapidash. In terms of the Pokemon I think he's going to bring, you can see them on the screen. I could really see Tangrowth coming, although I think if he really wants to stop Mega Gyarados and Landorus, Tangrowth could be a good bring, but it's pretty weak against other stuff. He's also got the potential Spiritomb, which I hope he does not bring. Gligar could be a bit annoying. Licky is and then Rapidash could be an offensive Rapidash. Actually, could be kind of tricky because I don't really have a good amount of switch-ins to it, but I think I could handle it nevertheless. So let's talk about my team and what I'm bringing and so on and so forth really quickly. Obviously, no team builders. I'm still trying to catch up, obviously, with the baby. So here we are. We got Gyarados here, Mega Gyarados with the Adamant Nature, Taunt, Dragon Dance, Waterfall Crunch. Pretty standard stuff, man. Taunt is to stop the Vaporeon for roaring me out. I can set up Dragon Dances, I can taunt very nicely there. Otherwise, we can taunt things like Registeel so it can't Thunder Wave me, which is really good. But once I get up a Dragon Dance, we can put on a lot of pressure against this team. In fact, especially if Vaporeon is weakened, we can do a lot of damage to him after a simple Dragon Dance. So I really like that option. And, you know, we hit pretty hard, of course, being Adamant Nature. We can kind of play games with switching to, you know, Mega versus staying not Mega in terms of dealing with the Kyurem and stuff, which may have Wild Shot or Bolt Strike or something like that, so we kind of have to keep that in mind. But you know, the Diancie's got a weird situation too. Like Moonblast hits me super effectively if I'm Mega. Diamond Storm hits me super effectively if I'm not Mega, so kind of a tough choice to make there. But nevertheless, I feel like Gyarados is really good in this match, being able to potentially get an Intimidate off on something like a Crobat and set up a Dragon Dance and potentially put in some serious work. The next Pokemon is going to be our Jafar here, our Landorus, which is Adamant Choice Scarf. I haven't really used Landorus that effectively this season, which has been a bit of a bummer, but this week I think it actually is a good matchup as a Scarfer. Gives me something to outspeed Diancie and something to outspeed Kyurem if he's not Scarfed, as well as Raikou. Things I value quite a lot. You know, the thing is Landorus pressures his team a lot, and it forces a lot of switch-ins, which allows me to U-turn out freely and gain momentum. And Earthquake really hits his team hard. Like, his best switch-in is going to be probably Tangrowth, but Tangrowth doesn't want to take U-turns or Earthquakes, and it just gives me a lot of momentum with Landorus here. So hopefully we can pivot around and make some things happen. We've got our Stack Attacker here, Jenga, coming through, and this is the standard offensive Stack Attacker, but I'm rocking that Air Balloon. And I was really torn between Shuka Berry and Air Balloon, but I think I like Air Balloon more. Trick Room, Gyro Ball, Earthquake, Toxic. Toxic is for the Tangrowth and Vaporeon switch-ins that are pretty likely if he brings them. Trick Room obviously is going to reverse the speeds and make me really fast. Gyro Ball, Earthquake just has great coverage for the rest of things. And this thing is really good because it's a great response to Diancie and Kyurem, especially if my Air Balloon's intact, because I can come in on those guys on a switch-in. If a Pokemon goes down, I can bring Stack Attack in, and they're forced to break my Air Balloon. So it seems to me that the Kyurem is going to more likely run Earth Power than it would run Super Power, just because I feel like Super Power is kind of a tricky move to run because you're losing that attack drop. So I feel like Earth Power makes more sense, so Air Balloon helps me dodge that, and it really helps against the Diancie, which allows me to basically come in against that thing and set up a Trick Room. Against a weakened Tangrowth, that's nice too, because he's not going to be able to Earthquake me. So a couple different things there that it really works out against. Obviously things like Raikou could be Rash Nature with Aura Sphere, so we got to keep that in mind. We've got our Empoleon here, which is a defensive Empoleon, very specially defensive. This thing is designed to switch into Diancie, which is likely carrying Earth Power. I can also switch into Kyurem if he's special, but obviously Earth Power Kyurem and more likely Bolt Strike Kyurem is going to be really difficult for me to deal with. So he's got some move slot syndrome, I think, on that Kyurem, which is going to make it pretty tricky. I can see him potentially running a Scarfer, but Stealth Rock, Flash Cannon, Toxic Skull, pretty standard stuff there. Flash Cannon's great for Diancie and also for the Kyurem, doing a good amount of damage there. This thing is just a great defensive answer to Crobat, Vaporeon, Registeel. I can get my rocks up. I can weaken those Pokemon with Scald and Toxic and kind of whittle his team down, which I think is important for the rest of the squad. We've got wall breaking Vikavolts here, enough speed to outspeed Vaporeon and Tangrowth, which I think is pretty important, and Registeel as well. We've got the Life Orb to hit incredibly hard. We're max special attack, modest. We got enough speed after an agility to outspeed Crobat, speed creeping Ninetales, which I thought was pretty cool. So if he runs his Adamant Crobat to outspeed Ninetales, my fastest Pokemon, then Vikavolt will actually outspeed that by 1 point after an agility. Otherwise, this thing is designed to just break through his defensive core. It's meant to take on the Vaporeon. It's meant to take on the, the Tangrowth and the Registeel and just hit them really hard and weaken them, soften them up for the rest of the team. So pretty straightforward there, and potentially sweep too if I can get an agility up. And then last but not least, I'm taking a bit of a gamble with Nuke this week, who leads the team in kills. We've got relaxed Magic Guard leftovers, max HP, max defense, Psychic, Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Recover. So we are actually running only Psychic, and I mentioned earlier that I hope he doesn't bring Spiritomb, and this is why. Because if he brings Spiritomb, then my Reuniclus can't do anything until it's gone. Once that thing's gone though, I really think this Reuniclus can win. It can set up all over Vaporeon, it can set up all over Registeel. Well, not so much Vaporeon because it probably has Roar, so I have to keep that in mind. But nevertheless, Iron Defense, Calm Mind is a great combination. I can really set up on things like Kyurem and Deontay effectively and kind of stop him from being able to knock me out. And if I can get up 1 Iron Defense and maybe 1 or 2 Calm Minds, he probably can't knock me out at all. So I just have to find the right time to get it in against like a Registeel or something, maybe even Tangrowth, set those couple options up, and then he's going to be in trouble. So that's going to be our game plan here. It's really about getting those rocks up early, kind of weakening his team, forcing some switches out, using Landorus effectively to pivot, Vikavolt to break through, and then we've got a couple good win conditions with Gyarados setting up Dragon Dance. We've got the Stag Attack of essentially setting up Trick Room, hitting Gyro Balls, which are going to hurt everything, and then of course Reuniclus being able to set up with Iron Defense and Calm Mind. So let me get connected to Patty. It should be a fun match, man. I'm really excited, and we'll jump right into the battle. So see you guys shortly. Alright guys, we are connected here with PattyTrills and the Sin City Scizors. Let's find out exactly which 6 he's going to bring in his debut to the WBE. Really excited, man. This should be a good matchup. He's got an incredible team, dude. Kyurem Black, Mega Deontay, Raikou, all that good stuff, man. It is going to be a wild battle. I do have a question today, is what is your favorite Electric-type Pokemon in Draft League? Mine is Vikavolts. I really like Jolteon too because it's a low tier pick with a great speed stat. He is going to bring a lot of what I expected. No Crobat, which I'm cool with. He brings Tangrowth instead, and I think everything else was pretty much what I expected, which means that my man Vikavolt is going to be able to put in some serious work in this matchup. It really pressures his defensive core, so that's cool with me. So no Crobat, he brings the Tangrowth, and that means he has really no way to remove hazards on his team, which means that I really feel like getting up Stealth Rocks early is going to be my best bet. So I am going to lead with Brosidon here. I understand that he's got the Raikou, he's got a couple things that could be a bit annoying for that, but at the same time, I feel like I could pivot and make some plays. I think if he like leads Registeel or, something like that, I can just get my rocks up. So to me, getting rocks up right now is just really valuable. Like I said, chipping away at the Kyurem is probably the biggest thing. And he has no Spiritomb, which means that my Reuniclus looks really good. So I'm going to lock in here. I feel pretty good about this lead. It pressures the Deontay lead. It can set up rocks on the Registeel. If he sets up rocks against me, that's fine too. Like, I feel like we're going to have that kind of a situation. But I have to... The thing is, the Tangrowth is going to be a little bit tricky. If I'm being totally honest, I really have to use my Vikavolt effectively in this match because of that Tangrowth. Vikavolt's going to need to be the one that weakens it, but I have, like, Reuniclus can set up on that thing, so if Reuniclus is able to get up a Calm Mind or two, like I said, he's going to have a hard time breaking that thing down. So let's get these rocks up here. We'll see what he leads with. If he leads Raikou or Kyurem, I might have to switch, but he's going to lead with Big Zam, which is going to be the Registeel. So that's kind of what I expected. This gives me an opportunity to set up my rocks. We're probably going to trade rocks here, but that's okay with me because, like I said, it kind of fits my strategy pretty well. So I'm just going to go for that. I'm just going to go for my rocks here on the first turn. I'm okay with that. So I'm fine with trading rocks. He has no way to remove them. So we're just gonna have rocks in the field. And again, it helps with a couple 2-hit KOs, so I'm cool with this. He's probably just gonna go for rocks himself. Okay. So I'm in a situation now where I can Scald pretty freely. If he wants to go into his Vaporeon, that's fine. I'm just gonna Scald and try to get his Scald burn on this Registeel and find out what he wants to do. Whether he's gonna Seismic Toss me, whether he's gonna Thunder Wave me, or whether he's gonna switch out into his Vaporeon here. I'm gonna get the Scald off. A burn would be really nice, just to help me chip this thing down. It's definitely special defensive. I don't get the burn. We see S-Toss. Okay, so that's fine. I'm okay trying this again. He's definitely specially defensive. Let me just double check here, but pretty sure, and he's got leftovers. Getting a burn would be really clutch. Getting a burn would be really clutch. Let's do lefties. Again, I don't care if he goes Vaporeon because I can Toxic it. So. And I don't know if he's going to have room on his Vaporeon to have Heal Bell. I feel like he needs to have Roar. So let's just Scald. This is if I don't get the burn, then his Registeel's in a good spot. I don't anticipate him switching into anything offensive here, though. He either stays in and continues to Seismic Toss, or he simply goes for the switch into Vaporeon. So we're just going to continue to Scald until I hopefully snag a burn. And like I said, the burn isn't like a huge deal, but it puts me in a situation. He's going to switch out. Does he go Vaporeon here? He's going to go into Rhyberia, which is going to be the Raikou. Okay, so he goes offensive here, goes right into that Raikou. He's got the pressure. It's fine by me. I'm going to get a Scald off here. A burn would be phenomenal. That does a good chunk of damage. Definitely not Assault Vest, and I get the burn. So perfect. Okay, so his Raikou is lefties, and he's sitting at about, let's say, 65%, and he's burned. Okay. Now, I can make an aggressive play into my Landorus here. You know, I don't think he's going to Hidden Power Ice. I feel like the electric move is pretty obvious. So I'm going to make an aggressive play into Landorus here. If he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, just a really good play on his part. Kind of making that early game prediction. But we'll see here. Because, you know, he's already weakened. So I have a feeling that he probably just goes for the electric move or the sub or the Calm Mind. So we'll see. Does he go for the Hidden Power Ice here and make a really good prediction? He goes for the Calm Mind, which is what I was afraid of, which is why we switched. That is exactly why we switched there. Now I'm in a situation where I can pressure him with U-turn. So we know he's Calm Mind leftovers. And we know, like, Raikou does not want to stay in here to take an Earthquake. I am Scarfed. Do I make the safe play and just Earthquake here? That is the question. Or do I just U-turn? How much is my U-turn doing? U-turn's doing like 30 to 40%, but I don't really have the best switch into this thing, so I feel like I have to Earthquake here. It could bring in Tangrowth, but Tangrowth I can then switch out into Vikavolt and pressure him offensively with Vikavolt and start T-bolting or Bug Buzzing. Isn't a bad option. I really want a U-turn here. I could also knock off, which has a good chance to knock him out. But he could be bulky. Knockoff is kind of like the middle ground. I think I have to Earthquake though. As much as I feel like that Tangrowth, I don't want to risk this. Because if I U-turn, I don't really have a good thing to switch into this Raikou. But it gives me so much momentum if I U-turn effectively. Like, what do I switch into? I would switch into Empoleon, I think, to sponge the HP Ice. But then I have to make another prediction after that. Does he think I'm Scarfed? I'm going to Earthquake. I understand that the Tangrowth switching is pretty likely. He's going to switch out. So I wish I went for U-turn, but that's okay. He's going to right into Floyd, which is probably the Tangrowth. It is the Tangrowth. Okay. So, kind of a bummer. I wish I went for U-turn. I really wanted to, but again, it was a really risky play at this point in the match. So, we get a little bit of damage off in this thing. Nothing too crazy. So, I actually just go Brosidon here. I'm very specially defensive. He could go for a knockoff. He could go for HP Ice. He could go for Giga Drain or Earthquake. I know he probably has a good amount of those options. But just going into Brosidon here is really nice because I could Toxic something. He's going for Leech Seed. Okay. So he's got Leech Seed. And to me, getting a Toxic off on this thing is really valuable. I don't think he goes Raikou again, because Raikou is going to not want to take Scalds here. So I think I can pretty much Toxic the potential incoming Vaporeon. Do we see an item? No. We know he's not Assault Vest. I'm going to go for the Toxic. I'm just going to make a pretty straightforward play. I don't think he goes Registeel. He could go Vaporeon. He could go Raikou, but again, Raikou coming in on a Scald plus Stealth Rocks is a little iffy, in my opinion. It's a little iffy, in my opinion. So, if I had U-turn, man, dude, we would have had so much momentum. We would have had so much momentum. But now the Raikou is going to be in range for knockoff, so we'll be in much better situation the next time that same instance plays out. But so far, I feel like okay. We're doing okay so far. That U-turn would have been so big, dude. I just didn't want to allow a +1 Raikou to get a big hit off on something, because if he had Hidden Power, he would have Hidden Power Ice. I mean, I could have played the game, went into Empoleon, and you know, kind of made some moves there, but that's okay. So, hopefully I can Toxie either the Vaporeon or this Tangrowth. And really, Empoleon has done its job for the most part. So, it's done its job for the most part. He's gonna switch out into what? He goes into Big Zam, which is going to be the Registeel. Okay. So that's a bit annoying. You know, I don't think I want to... go for... Let me think here. I think I'm going to go into Lando here. I think I'm going to go into Lando and just U-turn. Try to pressure him. Like, Lando's pretty good. I can't clear body him, but I think it's an okay play, because then I can knock off and start to wear this thing down, or I can just U-turn, which seems like a good option. The worst thing he does to me here, I think, is Seismic-Toss. So let's go into Lando here. I don't think he HP Ices, especially since last time I went for Scald. And he can't Thunder Wave me, and Toxic isn't really that big of a deal because we're kind of just going to be pivoting a lot. So let's see what he does. Obviously Clear Body, so that stops our Intimidate. And he is going to go for the Seismic-Toss. Okay, so we see S-Toss, no big deal. Now we're in a situation where, you know, I could do a couple different things here. I personally think that I just go for the knockoff, which whittles this thing down, keeps his recovery options minimized. You know, as much as Earthquake is really good here, he could just bring the Tangrowth in, so I'm just going to go for the knockoff this time. He's going to switch out, so I get a knockoff on potentially the Tangrowth or the Vaporeon. He goes Floyd, so that's good with me. Here comes the Tangrowth, and I can get a big knockoff off on this thing. So that's not too bad. And we're going to get rid of... He's Rocky Helmet. Okay, so that works out. We got rid of his Rocky Helmet. Good to know. So he's got no item now. And all we've seen so far is Leech Seed from this thing. So does he go for Leech Seed again? There's a big part of me that wants to go into Nuke or Overdrive. Overdrive comes in and it just starts bodying things, but I'm kind of trying to get it in for free. So I'm slow playing him a little bit. We're at 59 out of 183. We're taking 12% every time, which means we have 2 more switch-ins safely from rocks. So I definitely want to keep this thing around. I don't think I want to go into Nuke yet. I think I can go Burst Side in here and fire off a Flash Cannon or a Scald and just continue to slow play this right now. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Again, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to scout out his team right now. And just, you know, I really feel like keeping Landorus around is important for that Calm Minding Raikou. So let's go for Leech Seed again. Okay, so he's just going to keep Leech Seeding, which is fine. I think I'm going to Scald this time. Try to snag a burn on the Registeel. Or make a prediction that he's going to switch out, because he switched out last time on the Toxic. The thing is, I don't really have the best way to hit the Registeel yet. So I'm going to go for the Scald and try to snag a Scald burn on something. Because I'm not really super worried about this Tangrowth at this point, since last time he switched out fearing Toxic. So that Leech Seed is definitely annoying though. I just got to get like one of my big offensive guys in and start threatening him, but that's going to be the Vikavolt, you know? Like Vikavolt is going to be able to put on a lot of pressure once it comes in, because his switch-ins to T-Bolts and Bug Buzzes are pretty limited. Like the Registeel can take some of them, but that's why I want to get the burn on the Registeel or knock off its item. He's going to stay in. A Skull Burn would be absolutely phenomenal here. It doesn't do a ton. We don't score the burn. No, he's got knockoff. Okay, so I was kind of trying to scout for that knockoff, to be honest. So we've seen knockoff. We've seen that. I'm okay letting my Empoleon go down at this point, I think. So I think I'm going to go for Scald again here. He could go Vaporeon, but actually I'm going to go Toxic. I don't think he goes Registeel. I'm going to get the Toxic off. Perfect. So to me, that's a win. I don't care if he knocks me out here, because then I get to go into my Vikavolt, and we can start firing off some big hits. So he's got the Giga Drain, so I've kind of seen a lot of his set. We actually live, but we're going to die to Leech Seed, so that's fine. So Tangrowth kills Empoleon with Leech Seed. Okay. So now I think we unleash Vikavolt, because Vikavolt comes in and it one-shots him with Bug Buzz. But I can really go for the Thunderbolts. And he doesn't really have a safe switch into that at this point in the match. And even Thunderbolt, since he's not Assault Vest, he's definitely not specially defensive, I don't think. He was like physically defensive. So Bug Buzz 1,000,000% knocks him out, and Thunderbolt 2-shots him. So I'm going to make that play. There's not really any point to going for Agility at this point in the match, I don't think. His best switch into this thing is probably Registeel. But again, for me, it's about just weakening that thing down. And we can do a lot of damage to that thing. So I'm going to Thunderbolt here, because I feel like the switch out is pretty obvious. He wants to keep this thing around, I think. And he's got Regenerator. And the Bug Buzz is like the obvious play. So if we can pressure this Registeel and 2-shot it after rocks, it'd be really nice. But I think he's got just a little bit too much health for that to be the case. But if for some reason he's more physically defensive, then that might work out. But either way, like, Thunderbolting here is a pretty good play. I've seen most of his moveset. He can't knock me out. The worst he does is knock off our Life Orb, which isn't the end of the world. So Giga Drain's not going to do much. Leech Seed is annoying, but we're going to two-shot him with Thunderbolt either way. So he's going to switch out. Raiku's not a switching either because of rocks. He goes in a Big Zam, which is going to be that Registeel, which is at full. So Thunderbolt here, I don't think this is going to be a two-shot, but it's going to put him in range where we're going to be able to really, really hurt him here. And the only thing he can do to us is... the only thing he can really do to me is Seismic Toss, I think. Maybe Toxic. So I'm just going to Thunderbolt again. And if I can get this thing weakened down enough, he's going to be in a really tough spot with this Registeel. So that Vaporeon is going to be very problematic. I'm going to have to figure out how to beat that thing. At this point in the match, I have a really hard time against Vaporeon. So, you know, I kind of have to keep the offensive going here. But if he has Roar on Vaporeon, he can stop my Reuniclus sweep. But Gyarados can kind of shut him down. So, and once Tangrowth is weakened a little bit more, Gyarados beats that thing too. In fact, I can choose to not Mega Evolve with Gyarados, and we can really pressure the Tangrowth because he has Giga Drain, so it's not going to be super effective. And I can taunt him too if I'm afraid of Leech Seed. So Gyarados getting a +1 is going to really wreck his team. And I think that that's very achievable. Very achievable. In fact, I can even taunt the Registeel if I need to. But we should be able to 3-shot this thing with the Thunderbolt. So we'll see what he's going to go for here. But pressuring him with Vikavolt here is really solid. Yeah, I think we're at 3-hit KO range with T-Bolt. And I should be faster. I doubt he ran speed on this thing. So he could go Kyurem here if he wants to resist. Or go back into Tangrowth. But again, like, I'm just going to continue to pressure him with offensive moves here. So I probably, if I can, keep Vikavolt around for the Vaporeon later, but I think after Life Orb and a Seismic Toss, we're not going to be able to do that. So, too bad I don't have Roost. But he's really thinking about this play. I'm going to get a T-Bolt off here. This should get him down to yellow. Yeah, we get a crit there. That's nice. He's going to probably S-Toss. Yeah, he's going to Seismic Toss. So that's fine. But we put him in range where we can knock him out here. And we're sitting at 38, so we're all or nothing right now, unfortunately, with this thing, just because of the Life Orb. So I think I just Bug Buzz for the KO. Against Registeel. I think I Bug Buzz for the KO. Or just T-Bolt for the KO. Bug Buzz should kill. I'm going to T-Bolt for the KO, though, just to be safe. If he switches, that's fine. I mean, we're going to... Like, if he goes Tangrowth, I mean, I still knock him out, so... And Registeel was one of the bigger threats, stopping... you know, a couple different things. Landorus is still actually in a really good spot too to come in and click Earthquake, especially once that Tangrowth is a little bit more weakened. That Toxic is really going to help. And I can U-turn out his pressure, so... I probably should have had leftovers instead of Life Orb on this set. I really wanted that extra damage output though to ensure the knockout on the Registeel. So kind of a bummer there, but... I'd be very surprised if he saves Registeel here. I'd be very, very surprised. He could, though. He could save it and go into Kyurem or something. Or Tangrowth, which has got, you know, a good amount of health. So, I'm just going to knock him out. Okay. Vikavolts kills Registeel. T-Bolt. Okay, so he's going to be able to knock me out here. With whatever he decides. Now, you know, I have my man, Stagataga, which I'm trying to find the right opportunity to use. I don't think... He's going to go Deontay. Okay. So he's going to be able to knock me out here, but I obviously can go Stag Attack if I need to. And I can also go Landorus and click Earthquake once he knocks me out. So I'm just going to let him knock me out. If he tries to set up here, I have the Flash Cannon for him. So if he goes for like a Calm Mind or a Substitute or whatever it may be, I can stop that. But I'm just going to let Vikavolt go down at this point, because it's not going to switch into Stealth Rocks anyway, and it can't attack again. So... we'll just assume that Deontay's going to knock me out here. But if he does try to set up on me or, you know, something like that, I can one-shot him here. So, not too big of a deal. He's going for the Moonblast, so Deontay kills Vikavolts with Moonblast. Okay. Alright, so now I have a couple different options here. I mean, I have my Jafar, which comes in, clicks Earthquake, does a lot of damage to really anything minus Tangrowth. I have Jenga, which... can come in, it can set up Trick Room and start to pressure his team offensively. with the Trick Room Air Balloon. Although it probably just brings in Vaporeon at that point. I'm not going to be able to do that much to the Vaporeon aside from Toxic though, which is kind of annoying, and I don't want to lose my Air Balloon. So I'm kind of leaning towards going into my Landorus. The problem with the Landorus play is it reduces my switch-ins to Landorus. I mean, I feel like he saves this thing anyway. So I can go Landorus here, and I can just U-turn, I think. He would likely go for the Moonblast. But if I predict the U-turn wrong and he goes Tangrowth, he doesn't switch, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. But if he goes Tangrowth, then that gives me an opportunity to go into Shrimp and start to try to set up on him. So I think that that's actually my best play here. So I'm going to go into my Landorus. And obviously I threaten him here with Earthquake. He's got to know I'm Choice Scarfed at this point. So Deontay does not live in Earthquake under any circumstances. So I'm pretty safe there. I think I just U-turn though to catch the Tangrowth. Because as much as I want to Earthquake, it's too risky. So I'm going to go for the U-turn here. He is going to switch out, so I'm going to get the momentum here finally. He goes into Floyd, which is the Tangrowth. Okay, perfect. We're going to hit it with a big U-turn. Should do a good chunk of damage. And this is my opportunity to go into my Gyarados and start Dragon Dancing. So, good chunk of damage there. I can taunt him, but I think I just need to go into Gyarados now and use this opportunity to set up. So, that's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. If he Leech Seeds me, it is what it is. I'm not going to show Taunt here, because I feel like the switch into Vaporeon is relatively likely. So, if he goes Vaporeon, I want to be able to taunt it. I don't want to taunt him now. So, I'm going to Dragon Dance and not Mega Evolve. So, let's do that. That way, Giga Drain doesn't do as much because it's a neutral hit. He's going to stay in. So, he likely Giga Drains or Leech Seeds. I'm okay with either, honestly. The Leech Seed's a bit annoying, but he's going to Giga Drain. Okay. Shouldn't do too much to me because it's neutral. Does a decent chunk, but not like a crazy amount. And he gets a little bit of health back, but this puts us in a situation where I can go for the double Dragon Dance here. And I don't want to get too greedy and mess this up, but I think I'm best off going for the second Dragon Dance. Because Crunch, if I Mega Evolve, it's not going to do enough. I think I need to go for a second one. He doesn't have priority on his team. So I think that's what I want to do here is go for a second Dragon Dance. So I'm going to go for the second Dragon Dance here. That's going to put him in range for Crunch after Toxic, I think. Like max physical defense should knock him out after Toxic damage. And let's see if he Giga Drains again. He's going to Giga Drain again. Okay, I think it'll be close. But I think we knock him out here if I Mega Evolve after Toxic damage. And if we don't, that's going to be very disappointing. We should. Max HP, max defense. Yeah, we should be able to. We're going to Mega Evolve here. Let's make sure I press the button. And we're going to Crunch. And he's going to switch out, which is phenomenal for me. He goes into We Get It, which is going to be his Vaporeon. And that is one of the most ideal situations for me, because now I can two-shot this Vaporeon here. I don't think he's going to have Rocky Helmet on 2 Pokemon. He already had it on his Tangrowth. If he does have Rocky Helmet, that's going to be really annoying. But Shrimp is looking really, really good right now. He could have Red Card or something like that. But Crunch should two-shot this thing no problem. Is that a Red Card or a Leftovers? It's a Leftovers. Perfect. And Gyarados is in prime situation to sweep here. I can choose to Crunch. I can also choose to... I mean, Crunch is really the best play. I don't need to Waterfall here, because I'm faster than Deontay anyway. So we're going to Crunch again. I could Waterfall because I'm Mold Breaker, but Gyarados kills Vaporeon with Crunch. Okay. Vaporeon's gone, which was the one thing stopping Reuniclus from sweeping. Here comes Floyd, which is his... okay, so that was a good play on his part, because now he can stop my sweep. I'm going to go for the Crunch either way, but I can get him so low that I should be able to still pull off this game with Reuniclus. So we're going to Crunch here. It's going to get him it's going to get him really low. It might not knock him out. It probably doesn't knock him out. But that was a good play on his part to go for the Regenerator. I didn't really think about that, but that's okay. Reuniclus comes in and it sets up Calm Mind. And if I can get Calm Mind up and Iron Defense up, we are in a great spot. So let's go for the Crunch here. Big Crunch. He does hang on. We get a defense drop. No big deal. He's going to knock us out here. So Tangrowth kills Gyarados with Giga Drain. Okay. Alright. And the Tangrowth is very, very weakened here. I think I just go Reuniclus and we click Calm Mind now. And if I can get both a Calm Mind... Actually, I could go Jafar and click Earthquake, because he doesn't really have a switch into that. But I think Reuniclus is our best play, because now that the Vaporeon is gone, he has no way to roar me out. And if I can get one Calm Mind up, I can beat the Raikou coming in. So let's go Nuke here. He goes down to Poison either way. I think he's going to switch out. So I'm going to go for the Calm Mind. If he goes Kyurem, he can do a lot of damage to me, but I should be able to get the Iron Defense up if he goes Kyurem, I believe. Reuniclus versus Kyurem. If he's like Ice Z, he would knock me out. But I think I gotta go for the Calm Mind. Or do I go for the Iron Defense? The Iron Defense checks. Let me see here. What does Raikou do to me if he doesn't have a boost? He's Calm Mind 3 attacks. Raikou, what does his Thunderbolt do to me? Not much. What does Deontay do to me if he's max special attack without a boost? Not a ton. I think the Iron Defense is the play, but if he goes Deontay, I'm gonna be bummed. Tough call here. I want to say the Iron Defense is the play for the Kyurem switch in, but if I predict... Oh, this is such a 50-50. If I predict right, we're in such good shape. If I predict wrong, we're in trouble. Does he go Deontay, Raikou, or Kyurem here? If he goes Kyurem, I need to Iron Defense. I'm going to Calm Mind. He's going to go for the knockoff. That's amazing. That is amazing, amazing, amazing. I get my Calm Mind up, which means I can take any hit. Now I can Iron Defense. Now I can Iron Defense. Perfect. And his knockoff isn't going to do that much to me now. He's actually going to die. Please don't die. Ah, he died. That's annoying. Tangrowth dies to Poison from Empoleon. Okay, so that's actually kind of annoying that he died to Poison. Hopefully I can live a hit from the Kyurem. But, you know what? What is his switch into Stack Attacker right now? Here comes Beerim, which is the Kyurem. I think I have to just Psychic. Which stinks. Actually, what's his switch into Scarf Lando? If I trigger him with Stag Attacker, we're in great shape too. Okay, I need to find out if this thing is superpower or not. I think my play here is... I just Psychic, honestly, for damage. I'm gonna Psychic for damage. He goes for Substitute. Okay, that's why we went for Psychic. I should be able to break it, though. I'm +1. That's why we just attacked there. Okay, I break his sub. Perfect. Does he have leftovers? Yeah, okay. So, I could potentially Iron Defense here, since I know he's not Life Orb. But I think that's risky. I think I'm better off just Psychicking, because if I can get Lando in, Lando can win this game with Earthquake once he's a little bit more weakened. So I'll just Psychic. Lando can win this game with Earthquake, because it kills the Raikou, it kills the Deontay, and it'll one-shot this thing with one more hit here. So Reuniclus doesn't look like it's going to get the sweep. Shrimp almost had the sweep. It looked like Gyarados was going to win, but he made some really good plays with his Tangrowth to kind of keep me at bay. But Gyarados can come in with, if I get a little bit more damage on Kyurem, Landorus comes in and clicks Earthquake and just wins the game, I think. He's going to Ice Beam. So if this doesn't do that much to me, I can recover up, which is what I'm going to do. So let's see how much this does. I knocked him out. Okay, that's fine. Reuniclus kills Kyurem with Psychic. Okay. If I didn't knock him out there, I would have been able to recover and then set up another Calm Mind, but I think he was special Kyurem. So here comes Rhyberia, which is going to be the Raikou. So I think he's able to knock me out here. Actually, I can actually probably go for recover if I wanted to. I'm gonna go for recover. He might have Shadow Ball, but either way, the worst thing he does to me is Calm Mind here. And again, I have Landorus, which outspeeds. So unless he's got Quick Attack Raikou, which I don't think he does. All right, let's see here. I'd love to give these kills to Reuniclus if I can, but we do have the backup plan with Stack Attack. He's got Air Balloon. He's gonna go for Calm Mind, so he is trying to set Calm Minds against me. I went for recover here, so that's fine. This is gonna give me a full, and then I can just Psychic here And unless he's like Rest Calm Mind, which obviously I don't think he would be, we're in a situation where I can just fire off, you know, a Psychic here. Because even neutral Psychic is still going to do good amounts this thing. And he's not gaining any health back. So we're still doing about 40%. So I'm just going to go for the Psychic here. So my safest play. And he's only going to be doing about 35% to me. You know, 30 to 40%. 37 to 44. So I got to say, though, this game has been really close. Pat has played incredibly well. I don't think we're out of the woods just yet. I do like our chances at this moment. Just because I still have a Choice Scarf Landorus, which should be able to come in and just click Earthquake twice. But I'm going to hold off on that play. So he's going to go for the Calm Mind again. So he's going for the big plays here. He could have Shadow Ball. If he has Shadow Ball, then, you know, he obviously can do a lot of damage to me. But Reuniclus should be able to take a +2 Shadow Ball from this thing. And we knocked him down to the point where I believe we'll knock him out here. And I do live a Shadow Ball. So one more Psychic should knock him out. It'll be close. But again, I have a Choice Scarf Landorus in the back. So I'm not super scared. We're going to Psychic again. He's going to go for the Signal Beam, so he's carrying Signal Beam over Shadow Ball. It's going to do about 50-60%. No confusion, please. Nice. This should knock him out. I think it'll be close, but it should. Perfect. Reuniclus put in the work, as always. Kills Raikou with Psychic. Good job, Reuniclus. And here comes Deontay. Obviously, this thing can start setting up Calm Minds, so we just go on the offensive here. We're just going to click Psychic and just go for the game, I think. I could also Recover, but I think he's just going to Diamond Storm. I'll go for Recover. Like I said, I'm not super concerned. If he doesn't knock me out here with Moonblast, then I'm in a situation where I can win with Recover, so we are going to live it. Very nice job, Nuke. Surprised he didn't go for Diamond Storm. He might not even have it. We're going to get a lot of health back here. I think we can live 2. So I'm going to go for the Psychic now and try to whittle this thing down. He's going to Moonblast again. Hopefully no special attack drop. But hopefully Reuniclus can just seal the deal here. He is going to knock us out after one more Moonblast, though, which is kind of annoying, but that's okay. So I should have recovered again, but we knocked him out. Good job, Reuniclus. Reuniclus picks up the W here. And Reuniclus continues its dominance here. We're going to win nice 3-0 against PattyTrills and the Sin City Scizors. Give him some love, guys. Show him some love. It's his first match here in WBE, filling in for my man Chase. Reuniclus continues its dominance. I think we would have had this game, though, regardless, man. Stack Attack was looking pretty spicy there. Kind of at the end with the air balloon. I don't think he would have been able to do much to me. I would have been able to set up that Trick Room once that Tangrowth was weakened, and Stack Attack I could have won at the end, but Landorus also could have won with Choice Scarf. So we had a couple different ways to win there at the end of the game, but Reuniclus leads the league in kills, man, or at least the team in kills. It's got to be close to the league lead, so I'm going to keep giving it that love if I can. Picking up 3 kills at the end there. Gyarados putting in some work, getting up those Dragon Dances against that Tangrowth, really putting in some work there, destroying the Vaporeon. He made some really good plays with that Tangrowth, though. But early game, it was just about kind of scouting his sets, trying to determine what he was bringing and how we kind of combat that, and it worked out in our favor. So props to my man, Pat. Thank you so much for the game, dude, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace. Thanks so much for checking out my last video. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one, and be sure to subscribe for more as I post Pokemon videos every single day.